Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Cathy's Creole Kitchen. Today we're going to be a little adventurous and we're going to try some beignets. The first step in making beignets is you take 1/3 cup of sugar and you take 1 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. Put that in there, and then you take 3/4 cups of warm water, and it has to be between 105 and 110 degrees. Otherwise, the yeast will not melt, and it will not foam up like it's supposed to be. So we're gonna put it in here. We're gonna mix it all up, and we're gonna let it sit for 15 minutes. Then I'll get back to you. So the yeast and sugar has bloomed, so we're going to stir in the milk, and we're going to get the egg, and we're going to beat the egg before we add it in this mixture. We'll put the egg in there like that. And we're going to put the salt. Normally I don't use salt, but this recipe you definitely have to have the salt. So we put 1 egg in, we put a 1/2 cup of whole milk, and then we're going to put 1 teaspoon and 1/4 of salt. No, I'm sorry, 3/4 teaspoon of salt. 3/4 teaspoon of salt. Getting it mixed up with yeast. Then we're going to beat it all up. Gonna get it all mixed up like this. See how it's foaming up a little bit, and we're gonna put it in the mixing bowl because next I'm gonna use the mixing bowl. So we're gonna get it all in there like that. We're gonna hook the mixer up. Lift this up and put this on here. And we're gonna also add 2 tablespoons of melted shortening. I melted it in the microwave, and then I'm gonna pour it into the mixture. And I'm gonna turn on just to blend it a little bit. I'm gonna set that to the side. And while we're doing this, we are going to add 1/2 of the flour. This is important because we want to make sure that we get the ingredients all mixed together. So that looks like about half of the flour. And it's 3 1/2 cups of flour. So we're going to put 1/2 of it in first. We're going to mix it in a little. And we're gonna take the rest of it, the other half, we've got it mixed. We're gonna take the other half of the flour. We're gonna put that in the bowl. We're gonna mix that in. Okay, we're gonna get that all together. Now I have to try to get it off of here. Gonna get all that off. We got it nicely mixed. All of that off. Okay. Got it nicely mixed together. It's kind of sticky, so gotta be careful. Put that over here. We are going to put some flour here because we want it to be nice and flour so we can roll out the dough. We're gonna have to knead and roll out the dough. So we're gonna put that there. spread this all over the place, like this. So we're gonna get this, and we're gonna collect all of the dough. You can see how the dough looks, it's sticky. Okay, put that there. We're gonna get it out. It's pretty sticky, y'all, so just be prepared. We're gonna put it on the surface, and we're gonna knead it a little bit, just till it's smooth. Just like that. See how it's looking? It's smooth, it doesn't have any lumps in it, so we're gonna put it right there. Got a nice little shape to it. There. Oh, got it all over my hands. Just put it over here. Get off my hands. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick to get it all off, because it is pretty messy. Just trying to get it off is quite a lot. But you can look at how nice the dough looks. It's a very nice looking dough. And what we're gonna do now is we are going to get a bowl, because we're gonna have to let this dough set for 2 hours. So, got another bowl, cleaning it out, drying it out. And you're supposed to oil the bowl so the dough doesn't stick to it. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna get some of this same Crisco shortening that I melted earlier and put it right here in the bowl. And I'm gonna smooth it all around the bowl like this. I'm gonna get it all in there. Get it nicely oiled so the dough doesn't stick to it. And then we're gonna just plop it in there like that. And we're gonna let it sit for 2 hours. And once it sets for 2 hours, I'll be back with you shortly after that. And we'll go to the next step. The dough has risen. So I had it in a warm, dry place covered for 2 hours. It has risen twice the side. So we pull it back out of the bowl, and you see, because the bowl was greased, it did not stick to the bowl. So we put it on our floured surface, and we're gonna put flour on our rolling pin, because if you don't put flour on the rolling pin, then it's gonna stick to the rolling pin, and we don't want that to happen. We wanna roll out a smooth, even dough, and we want it to be about a 1/4 inch thick, because we want them to come out nice and fluffy. And in the meantime, I have been preheating the oil, and the oil has to be 375 degrees. So we're gonna roll this out. Nice and wide, so when we cut it, see, it sticks real easy. So I'm actually gonna sprinkle a little flour on it to keep from sticking so much. It's a work in progress, let me tell you. But it's well worth it. It's well worth the little bit of work that you put in to do it. I'm gonna continue to smooth it out and keep putting flour on our rolling pin. Get it all nice and rolled out. Fold over here. That looks like about the right size for me. So the next step we're going to do is We're going to take it and we're going to cut it into squares. So we want to get them kind of even, and we probably want them about 2.5 inches maybe. So we can get some nice, good looking beignets. We're going to get them all cut out. I turned the fire off the oil because I didn't want it to get too hot while I was rolling it out. So just roll it some more. Roll it again. They're a little uneven, but that's okay. So we're gonna cut these high edges off and get that out of the way. Well, this one actually looks pretty good. This one here, so we'll set that to the side, but let's just start here. We're gonna start in the middle so I can show y'all nice and even. So we're gonna cut it straight across, making our squares. And you know, they're not gonna be perfect because I don't have a grid, but if you want them perfect, you have to put a grid up here, so I'm not going through all that. We're just gonna cut them out. Like this. So let me check my oil again because like I say, it has to be 375 degrees. I think it's almost there. 375, just a little bit more. So you see we got these nice little squares. Some are a little bit bigger than the others, but that's okay. So we're gonna peel them up from here like this, and you really don't want to put more than, I'd say about 3 of them in there. Because if you overcrowd them, then they're not gonna cook like they're supposed to cook. So we're gonna take it out. I have 3 of them in my hand. The grease is up to 375 again. So we're gonna put that there, and we're just gonna drop them into 3 to 4 inches of hot oil, 375 degrees. So we drop them in there, we let them float around. I think you can take a couple of more in there because these are smaller. So, because I got the Dutch oven. Just drop them in there and let them cook a little bit. They're plumping up nicely because of the yeast we had in there. You want to fry them until they turn a nice little golden brown, and you flip them over. Let them cook some more. Let's make these a little bit bigger because I know some people like them big, like they have them at Cafe Du Monde. So I'm gonna make these a little bit bigger. Put them on nice and brown and golden. They're looking real good, I tell you. And that smell, nothing beats that cafe, that beignet smell when it's frying in the dough, in the grease. Oh, they're looking good. So we're going to let them cook a little more. And I really, you know, because it's the holidays, I try to get the really popular recipes that I have because everything just tastes so good when you're eating and cooking, you know, because I like to eat as well as cook. So I like doing it. All right, let's see how nice and brown they're coming out. Oh, they're looking beautiful. These are perfect. I'm gonna toss them one more time. I'm gonna get them out, take them out, let you see how they look. We're gonna put them over here in this pan to drain off. It's a baking sheet with a cooling rack on top of it so that the oil can flow down in the pan. So while that's draining, I'm gonna add some more. So we're gonna get, like, what did I say, 5 just now? So we're gonna put 5 more in there. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to get some powdered sugar. We're going to transfer these nice hot ones to the plate. See how beautiful they are, nice and pretty and brown. And we're going to put Powdered sugar. This is very important, just to put that powdered sugar all over them. Make them nice and delicious. Turn it over. And turn it over. And just a cloud of powdered sugar. And it's really, really wonderful. Great dessert for people. Really, a beignet should be eaten with very dark, strong chicory coffee. And they're delicious like that. So I'm going to put this here. We're going to flip the others that we have in here. Ooh, they're nice and brown now. They're really pretty. Flip them over. Let them cook a little bit. It doesn't take very long, you know, 60 to 90 seconds. And if it's not brown enough, you just flip it again. These are wonderful looking. I'm going to turn the fire down because I don't want it to get too hot. I'll turn it off so that it doesn't overheat. And when I'm ready to put another batch in it, I'll turn the fire back up and make sure it's at 375 degrees. Because if you don't have it at 375 degrees, it's not going to cook up right. Okay. So we're going to get these out. Got them right there. We're going to put them on the drain rack and drain them. We're going to sit them there. They look so wonderful. We're going to let them drain off a little bit. Okay, that seems to be drained enough, so we're going to put these kind of to the side here. I mean, because this already has, and we're going to put these in the plate. And we're going to sprinkle them with powdered sugar again. Powdered sugar is the key ingredients. You know, and a lot of people put it in a bag, paper bag, and shake it up in a paper sack, and that's all well and good. But I'm more hands-on. I like to sprinkle it all over the beignets. So this is what you get. You get these wonderful bite-sized, and you can cut them according to however you want. But this is the way I like them. I like them that looks like this. So let's see how cool it is. Let's take a bite of one of the cool ones. It's delicious. Came out perfect. I hope you enjoy this recipe because this is indicative to Louisiana and New Orleans. It's beignets. Okay, so there you have it. The beignets are delicious. See them all dusted with the powdered sugar. This is the powdered sugar. So let's recap those ingredients. We got 3/4 cup of warm water. It has to be 105 to 110 degrees. 1 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. 1/3 cup of sugar. 1/2 cup of whole milk, room temperature. 1 beaten egg. 3/4 teaspoon of salt. 3 1/2 cups of flour. 2 tablespoons of vegetable shortening melted. And then you have to have the oil for frying. So what I do with the shortening is I use Crisco, and it works out well. So what you're going to do is, the first step is you're going to dissolve the yeast and sugar in the warm water and let it rise. And then you add the other ingredients accordingly to the video. I hope you enjoyed this video today. Please like and share and look me up on YouTube. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for visiting Cathy's Creole Kitchen.